To us, Earth feels endlessly vast. We measure our journeys in hours across cities and days across oceans, creating a persistent assumption that we live on a truly massive structure. In 1990, the Voyager spacecraft tested that assumption by looking back at our home from 4 billion kilometers away. From this distance, our planet reduces to a sub-pixel in a beam of light. Every war and every empire, every person who has ever lived, occupied that single speck of dust. Yet inside the humans living on that speck sits an entirely different kind of scale. A 1.5 kilogram piece of tissue holding 86 billion neurons, which perfectly matches the star count of an entire galaxy. We begin this journey with a strange reality. The smallest, most localized entity we will encounter, your brain, is the only thing capable of comprehending the staggering distances we are about to measure. This diagram shows the true scale of the distance between Earth and the Moon. It measures roughly 384,000 kilometers across, enough room to line up every other planet in our solar system side by side with space to spare. Jupiter dwarfs our world so completely that you could comfortably stack 1,300 Earths inside its volume. But even the planets are a rounding error compared to the Sun. If you gathered every planet, moon, and asteroid in the solar system, the Sun would still hold over 99% of the total mass. Our sprawling planetary family is mathematically a single star surrounded by an insignificant dusting of debris. Beyond our system, stars reach sizes that shrink our Sun to the scale of a marble. A commercial jet flying around the equator of the giant VY Canis Majoris would take 1,100 years to complete a single orbit. Then there is the massive Stephenson 218, a red hypergiant large enough to hold 10 billion of our suns. While stars dominate our vision, black holes act as the true gravitational anchors of space. At the center of the Milky Way, Sagittarius A star crushes the mass of 4 million suns into a region smaller than a single star system. This is the M87 black hole, holding the mass of 6.5 billion suns. Its dark center, the region where light permanently fails to escape, is physically wider than our entire solar system. The anomaly Phoenix A holds the mass of 100 billion suns. It is a singularity so massive it could swallow whole galaxies, challenging our understanding of how these structures grow. These invisible singularities dictate the layout of the universe, exerting a fierce gravitational control over the burning stars we see, keeping entire galaxies in their tight grip. Our own galaxy contains roughly 200 billion stars. Counting them at a rate of 1 per second would take 6,000 years, the entire length of recorded human history. Andromeda is 2.5 million light-years away. When we look at this disk, we see the galaxy as it existed before modern humans appeared on Earth. On a macro level, galaxies form a structure called the cosmic web. They cling to massive, glowing filaments separated by vast dead zones where light travels for millions of years without hitting a single object. We live in the Laniakea supercluster, a region of the web being dragged at millions of miles per hour toward a gravitational anomaly called the Great Attractor. This unseen force is pulling our entire local group into the dark. Further out, the Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall stretches 10 billion light-years. Because it would take 10 billion years for light to cross it, its existence contradicts the 14 billion-year age of the universe. At this scale, human intuition breaks down. We are observing structures that technically should not have had enough time to form. This sphere represents the absolute limit of our sight, the observable universe. It spans 93 billion light-years and contains 2 trillion galaxies, holding more stars than there are grains of sand on Earth. Because the universe is expanding, galaxies beyond this edge are moving away from us faster than the speed of light. Their signal will never reach us. This creates a boundary made of light that limits our knowledge forever. We are left to wonder if our universe is infinite or just one bubble drifting in a wider multiverse. Collapsing that scale back down, we return past the superclusters and titans to this blue dot. Physically, we are a speck of dust adrift in a dark, silent void that takes no notice of us. Yet there is profound beauty in our position. A 1.5 kilogram human brain is the only known mechanism for experiencing, mapping, and standing in awe of this infinite scale.